In this video I'm gonna show you how to actually make AMAPIANO in the style of Mellow and Sleazy, the top G's, the ghosts, the gods, the monsters of AMAPIANO, and how to get your drums hitting hard to the roof. So without wasting a further time, let's go over the project. Bow. So I'm also giving away for free some of the sounds that I used on this project, so check out the link in the description if you're interested. If you're new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, bro. Hit the subscribe button and follow me on Instagram at Steppers. Hey, let's go into the tutorial. Alright, so as you can see, this is the project of the beat. It is quite long, so for this reason I'm only gonna showcase the drop of the beat. But if you guys would like me to showcase every part, so the intro, the break, and the build up of the beat as well, let me know in the comments and I'll do that for you as well. Bro, this AMAPIANO beat, I'm not gonna lie, is hard as hell. Like, this is the proper Mellow and Sleazy style. So I'm gonna explain every sound I use, I'm gonna explain every pattern. So I'm gonna start from the number one. So as you can see here, this is the pattern number one, and this is where I started from. I started working from the kick, and then I worked all the way up, adding perks and effects in the background and this and that. So it's very simple, basic kick, and then adding perks. You know, very simple. So after that I added some pads. So I started with the Nexus. On Epic Packs you're gonna find this huge ambient 2, and yeah, this is the way it sounds. Very basic chord progression. And then I also added another pad from Toxic Biohazard, which is called Addictive Organ TOTC. Even here, very simple chord progression. Next I used another pad called Minesweeper, which comes from Xpan 2, and you're gonna find it on soft pads at the number 10. Having pads in the background with AMAPIANO beats is important, but at the same time you don't have to go crazy with the chord progressions. They really have to be very simple. So next element I used is the shaker, as you can see. And then there's another shaker. Everything here is very basic. I didn't even do any particular mixing, but it's just a matter of adding the right things, you know, giving that background, the ambience, you know, the foundation, and then moving forward. So at this point here I also added this effect here. It's not even an effect itself, it's more like a loop of perks, but you're always gonna find these elements in AMAPIANO songs, I promise you. So next I added some more perks. As you can see on the pattern number 4, there are these perks here, nothing crazy as usual, it's just about giving bounce. Here we have these two effects, and this one here, the first one is a transition from the build up to the drop of the beat, and this one here is a downlifter sweep, however you call it, you know, to give that smooth transition. And then again we have another shaker which sounds like this. Very basic stuff. Next, as you can see, we have this counter melody that I've been put in the background, and it sounds like this. So the preset comes from Naxos, and as you can see, you're gonna find it on the category of arpeggios, and the preset is called Full Carpet. So after doing that, as you can see, there's another pattern with more perks. Yeah, of course, bro, we gotta put that perks. And they really sound random sounds placed all over the places, but when they're put all together, they actually make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, just have a listen. But if I don't put them, you know, something is lacking. You know what I'm saying? It really makes sense by itself. But obviously you don't have to overdo things, but still you have to put perks, because AMAPIANO is all about putting perks, you know, bounce and this and that. So next we have the pattern number 9, which contains a counter melody, and as you can see, we have two plugins. One is the Expand 2 and the other one is Citrus, and these are the two presets I used. I'm not even gonna pronounce this one, bro, for real. And then we have this Celestial on Citrus, and it sounds like this. So like I said before, all this stuff goes in the background, you know, all these tiny details. Most of the times it is very hard to catch them when you're listening to the beat, but they're actually there, and these are the things that actually make the difference. So after that, I used another pattern, and on this one here I went to Expand 2, and I used this preset here called E-Rail ARP, which is an ARP, I guess. And all together they sound like this. Next we have the pattern number 15. As you can see here, the piano roll is basically a lead sound, and that being put on the background still, it sounds like this. So the preset comes from Naxos 2, and it's called Dutch Style number 1. It's very hard to catch these sounds, but like I said before, they really are there. And then again, on pattern 17 we get into more perks, and here it is actually where I started to place those hard eating drums of the beat. So it sounds like this. You know, the rule is always the same. Keep adding drums that work good together. Don't overdo things. Make things that actually have sense. So we have some further drums, obviously, because bro, drums never stop. You know what I'm saying? So on the pattern 22, I added some more drums. You know, drums. It's all about drums. We have some shakers here. We have another shaker here. So as you can see, at this point we have the foundation of the beat, and at this point I started to work on the 808. So I'm gonna let you have a listen to what we got so far, and then I'm gonna explain you separately the 808 patterns. So this is the first pattern of 808s. This is the first 808 I've used. This is the second. By the way, if you struggle to find these kind of sounds, I promise you that FL Stock plugins are packed with this kind of signature 808s. So with a little bit of research, you're gonna find them. And also check out the link in the description to get some of the sounds that I used. So third 808. And then I use this other 808, which is slightly different from the other ones. And as you can see, the piano roll is different too. And then we got the sub. So now I'm gonna finally show you the first part of the drop. So let me also show you what I did on the pre-drop. So as you can see, we have this drum roll that sounds like this, and there this other drum fill. Next there's the riser and this other vocal effect that if you don't put this shit on AMAPIANO bass, bro, you don't deserve to make AMAPIANO. Bro, this is the OG Vox of AMAPIANO. You're gonna hear it on every damn song, for real. And then we got this crash and this other crash, and this is the end of the drum fill that I showed you before, that I also put on the first part of the drop. You know, it's the same one. This is the pre-drop, and overall it sounds like this. The beat is so damn hard. So for the second part of the drop, all I did was to add some more elements, so Vox, some perks, some effects on the background, and I also slightly changed the pattern of the 808, but overall it's still similar to the first part of the drop. So the goal here is to keep the listener engaged by adding new sounds and changing the 808 slightly, not too much, but you know, tiny details of difference. You know, you can also tell that the 808 is bouncing more now compared to here. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm sure that you get the point. The structure is still the same. I only added these new elements that actually make the point. And then for the third part and the fourth part, it's still the same thing. You know what, you want to keep the beat fresh. So I'm gonna show you the 808 pattern compared to the first one. This is the second 808 pattern. And as you might hear, there's this other 808 that has a different piano roll compared to the other ones, but gives more energy to the beat. So on part 3 of the drop, as you can see, there are these gaps on some patterns, on some elements. There isn't a specific rule about it. It really depends on how you feel about the beat. And next I added this pattern, number 12. And the sound comes from Nexus and it's called Dance Lineup A. Then there's this other Vox which is called African Vox. Very sick. We got a hi-hat. And then we got this other Vox. We got the cymbals. And as you can see, these cymbals are actually matching up with the piano roll of the 808. You know, it was actually made on purpose. Very simple, structure is still the same. I just added some other elements and changed a little bit the piano roll of the 808. And then for the fourth part of the drop, I just took out the pattern number 8 and added another shaker, which is this. And pretty much it's still the same thing as for the part 3 of the drop. And obviously I played around furthermore with the piano roll of the 808, as you can see. But yeah Okay guys, as you can see, the secret of keeping the beat interesting and bouncy is to keep adding elements every 16 bars and also leaving gaps here and there. If you'd like to get some of the sounds that I used on this tutorial, make sure that you check out the link in description. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you got any value off of the video, man. Make sure that you follow me on Instagram at Steppers. And bro, hey, I see you till next time. Pow!